Get ready for a culinary adventure. Today we are diving into the world of international cuisine at a place that's been called the best mall in the world.
Wow. Best mall in the
I
world.
know, right? It sounds a little over the top, but stick with me because this place is truly extraordinary.
You're not kidding.
We're talking about Icon Siam in Bangkok.
Icon Siam.
It's not just about shopping. It's a full-on cultural experience.
It really is. And when it comes to their food scene, well, that's one of the big reasons why this mall stands out globally.
It's on another level entirely.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening who might be planning their first trip to Bangkok, let's paint a picture of why this city and Icon Siam should be at the top of their list.
Bangkok is an amazing choice for first-time visitors to Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
It has this energy, a mix of modern and ancient. And the street food is legendary. Plus, it's affordable, people are so friendly, and you really get a taste of Thai culture just by walking around.
And right in the middle of all this is Icon Siam, right on the Chao Phraya River. It's not your average mall, is it?
Not at all. The architecture is this blend of modern and traditional Thai design. Picture this. You arrive by riverboat as the sun sets, and the whole mall is lit up, reflecting on the water. It's pretty spectacular.
Oh, I can imagine. Okay, you've sold me on the view. But let's get to the real reason we're here, the food. Help us navigate this culinary wonderland. Where do we even start in a place with so much to offer?
Well, if you want to get to the heart of Thai cuisine, Suk Siam on the ground floor is a must. It's designed like a traditional Thai floating market, but indoors.
Indoors.
You'll find vendors there making classic dishes using techniques passed down through generations.
It's like taking a step back in time, but with incredible food everywhere.
Exactly. And the smells. You're hit with this fragrant wave of spices, grilled meats, and fresh herbs. Sensory overload in the best possible way.
That sounds amazing.
Wow.
All right, we're in Suk Siam, surrounded by incredible Thai food. What dishes absolutely cannot be missed?
You can't go wrong with the classics. Pad Thai, of course, with its sweet, sour, and savory flavors. That's a must.
Yeah.
Then there's Tom Yum soup. It's this spicy and sour broth, usually with shrimp, lemongrass, and galangal. It's so aromatic and flavorful. And if you want something with a little kick, try Somtum. It's a green papaya salad that's spicy, tangy, and incredibly refreshing.
Oh, now you're making me hungry.
Yeah.
What about those Michelin-starred street food stalls we've heard so much about?
Yes. You're probably thinking of J-Fei. It's not actually in Icon Siam.
Oh, okay.
It's a short taxi right away, but trust me, it's worth it.
I've heard good things.
This little stall, run by an incredible woman nicknamed Auntie Fei, received a Michelin star for her incredible woke-fried seafood. You'll see her cooking away with her signature goggles, and the flavors are out of this world.
A Michelin star for street food. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It shows how seriously Thailand takes its food. But let's say someone wants to explore beyond Thai cuisine. What other international options are there in Icon Siam?
Well, Icon Siam has this amazing global culinary map. You can find everything from casual spots to fine dining, Japanese ramen, Italian trattorias, American steakhouses, you name it. And the quality is top-notch.
It's like having a culinary passport to travel the world through taste all under one roof.
That's a great way to put it.
Give us some specific examples. What if I'm craving Italian? What would you recommend?
If you want that authentic Italian taste with a touch of elegance, I'd suggest Rossini's.
Rossini, okay.
They focus on classic Tuscan cuisine using fresh, seasonal ingredients. Their pasta is phenomenal, and they have an extensive wine list to pair with your meal.
All right, that covers Italian. What about Japanese? I'm a big sushi fan, and I hear Bangkok has some amazing sushi restaurants.
For sushi, you have to try yuzu omakase.
Yuzu omakase.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's a bit pricey, but the experience is worth every penny.
Oh, really?
Omakase means I leave it up to you, so you're essentially trusting the chef to create a personalized tasting menu with the freshest ingredients.
Wow.
Each dish is a work of art. The flavors are incredible.
A culinary adventure guided by the chef. That's amazing. But with so many choices at Icon Siam, it can feel overwhelming. Any advice on how to make the most of your time, especially if you have limited time in Bangkok?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll definitely delve into in the next part of our deep dive.
So we know Icon Siam is a foodie's dream, with incredible Thai and international cuisine. But let's get practical. How can someone with limited time in Bangkok really make the most of a visit to Icon Siam?
It's all about being strategic with your time. I'd suggest setting aside at least half a day, maybe even a full day, to explore Icon Siam.
So this isn't just a quick shopping trip then?
Not at all. It's a whole experience. If you arrive early, I'd start with 6 a.m. Get there before the lunchtime crowds, wander around, take it all in, maybe grab a light breakfast, some traditional Thai pastries, or a bowl of congee.
That sounds like a perfect start. What next?
While you're in Siam, I'd recommend trying a variety of dishes. Don't just stick to one thing.
I agree. Variety is key.
Exactly. Get a taste of pad see ew, those wide rice noodles with soy sauce and Chinese broccoli.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe try some khao soy. It's a creamy coconut curry noodle soup that's really popular in northern Thailand.
It's all about sampling a little bit of everything.
It is, and don't be afraid to talk to the vendors. They're so passionate about their food.
Oh, I'm sure. They love sharing their knowledge. It's about that personal connection.
You got it.
Now, let's say it's lunchtime in Siam. Any tips for navigating the crowds and finding the best food?
Weekdays are usually less crowded than weekends, but even if you're there during peak hours, don't be put off by long lines. Some of the best places have queues, but the lines move fast and it's worth the wait.
What about hidden gems that might not have a line? Any tips on spotting those?
Keep an eye out for stalls where the locals are eating. That's always a good sign.
That makes sense.
And don't be afraid to wander a bit. Sometimes the tastiest dishes are tucked away in those smaller stalls.
So we've had our fill of street food in Siam. What's next on our culinary journey?
It really depends on what you're feeling. You could explore some of the international restaurants in the mall, or maybe venture out to try that Michelin-starred experience at J-Fei.
Oh, right. We talked about that earlier.
But remember, it's not actually inside Icon Siam, so you'll need to factor in travel time.
Let's say we want to stick around Icon Siam for now. How do we choose from all the different cuisines?
This is where it gets personal. Think about what you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
Something light and refreshing,
Okay.
or something rich and indulgent. Are you looking for familiar flavors or something more adventurous?
I love that. Tailoring the experience to your own tastes.
Absolutely. For something light and flavorful, you could try one of the many Japanese ramen shops. They have so many different broths and toppings, you can really customize your bowl.
And if I'm feeling a little more adventurous.
Icon Siam has a few restaurants that specialize in regional Chinese cuisines.
Oh, interesting.
You could try some spicy Sichuan dishes, delicate Cantonese dim sum, or hearty northern Chinese noodles.
Wow. So many options. Now, let's say it's evening, and we want to end the day with a memorable dinner at Icon Siam. What would you recommend?
If it's a special occasion, a fine dining experience is the way to go. We already mentioned yuzu omakase for sushi. But if you're looking for a view, several restaurants on the upper floors offer stunning panoramas of the Chao Phraya River.
Dinner with a view. That sounds incredible.
Oh,
But beyond the food, are there any other experiences you'd suggest incorporating into a visit to Icon Siam?
well, Icon Siam is more than just a place to eat. It's a cultural destination. They often have traditional Thai dance performances in the main atrium.
Oh, wow.
Those are free to watch. They also have this beautiful outdoor park on the riverside, perfect for a stroll and taking in the city.
It's about weaving those cultural experiences into the culinary journey.
Precisely. And don't forget about the shopping. Icon Siam has a fantastic selection of boutiques, department stores, and local artisan shops.
Even for someone who's not a big shopper, that sounds tempting. But let's talk a bit about Bangkok in general. We've talked about Icon Siam, but what about the rest of the city?
Bangkok has something for everyone. It's this mix of ancient and modern, temples, markets, rooftop bars, peaceful parks.
For a first-time visitor, what are some must-see attractions outside of Icon Siam?
The Grand Palace is a must-see. It's this huge complex of ornate buildings, temples, and courtyards. It was the official residence of the kings of Siam.
Wow.
Another one is Wat Arun. It's called the Temple of Dawn. It's known for its tall spires decorated with colorful porcelain.
That sounds breathtaking. What about transportation? What's the best way to get around Bangkok?
Bangkok has a great public transportation system.
Right?
The BTS SkyTrain is a quick way to get around above all the traffic.
Makes sense.
The MRT subway is another good option. And of course, there are buses and taxis.
What about those tuk-tuks?
Ah, yes, the tuk-tuks. They're a fun way to experience the city.
Oh, I bet.
Just be ready to negotiate the fare.
Okay.
And maybe hold on tight. They can be a bit of a wild ride.
We've talked about temples, transportation, even shopping. But what about Bangkok's nightlife?
Ooh, Bangkok has an amazing nightlife scene. Something for every taste. Rooftop bars with city views, live music venues, nightclubs. You'll definitely find a place to have some fun.
Any suggestions for someone who might be overwhelmed by all the choices?
For a really memorable experience, check out one of the rooftop bars.
Rooftop bars.
Incredible views and an electric atmosphere. Some of my favorites are Vertigo and Moon Bar at the Banyan Tree Hotel and Sky Bar at Labua State Tower. It was actually featured in the movie The Hangover Part 2.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
But let's be real. All this exploring can be tiring. What about some downtime?
Bangkok is also a city of tranquility.
Okay.
If you're looking for peace and quiet, I recommend visiting one of the parks.
I love parks.
Lumpini Park is a green oasis right in the heart of the city, perfect for a stroll, a picnic, maybe some Tai Chi.
A little zen amidst the hustle and bustle. Love it.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up this part, let's touch on something important. Etiquette and cultural sensitivity.
That's crucial.
Yeah.
Thailand has a rich culture and traditions. Being respectful is really important.
What are some things to keep in mind?
When visiting temples, always dress modestly. Cover your shoulders and knees, and be mindful of your shoes. It's customary to remove them before entering temples and some homes.
Good point. Any other tips on how to interact respectfully with locals?
The way is a traditional Thai greeting.
Okay.
You press your palms together in a prayer-like gesture and slightly bow your head. It's a sign of respect, and you can use it for greeting, thanking someone, and many other situations.
Okay. I've heard that Thais consider the head to be sacred. Anything we should be aware of there?
Yes, avoid touching anyone's head, even a child's. And don't point your feet at people or Buddha images.
Got it. Those are really helpful tips. Now, circling back to Icon Siam, any final tips for making the most of a visit?
Absolutely. Download the Icon Siam app.
Oh, there's an app?
It has a map of the mall, a directory of shops and restaurants, info on events and promotions.
Sounds really useful.
Yeah.
Especially in such a big complex. Any other insider tips?
If you're planning to shop, definitely get the tourist privilege card.
Okay.
It offers discounts at a lot of the stores. You can get it at the customer service desk.
Discounts. I love it. What about practical stuff like currency exchange and ATMs?
There are currency exchange booths and ATMs all over the mall. No need to carry a ton of cash. And most places take credit cards, but it's always good to have some local currency for smaller things like street food.
Excellent advice. We've covered so much in this deep dive, from the food at Icon Siam to exploring Bangkok. As we move to the last part, what's one piece of advice you'd give to make someone's trip truly unforgettable?
That's a great question. The most important thing is to be open-minded and adventurous.
I like that.
Be willing to try new things, step outside your comfort zone, and embrace the unexpected.
It's all about embracing the journey in those unexpected moments. With that inspiring thought, let's take a short break and come back for the final part of our deep dive into Icon Siam and the culinary wonders of Bangkok. Welcome back to our culinary journey through Icon Siam and the bustling city of Bangkok. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. From those bustling street food stalls in Siam to the Michelin-starred dining, we've talked temples, city navigation, and even essential etiquette tips.
It's been quite the adventure.
It has.
I'm so ready to book a trip to Bangkok ASAP.
That's what we like to hear. But before you pack your bags, let's recap some key takeaways for our listeners, some essential tips to help them plan an amazing trip.
Perfect. Let's break it down. What's the most important thing to remember?
Icon Siam is more than just a shopping mall. It's a cultural hub, a culinary paradise, and a real testament to Thailand's unique blend of history and modern life.
It's like a little slice of Bangkok all in one place.
You could say that. And within Icon Siam, Siam is an absolute must-visit. It's that immersive experience that takes you right to the heart of Thai culture, that floating market atmosphere and all that amazing, authentic street food.
You know, what really stood out to me about Siam was the passion of the vendors.
Oh, absolutely.
True artists keeping those culinary traditions alive.
It's pretty inspiring to see. It reminds you that food is more than just fuel. It's a connection to history, to culture, and to the people who make it.
And speaking of connections, we talked a lot about personalizing your culinary journey. It's not just about checking things off a list. It's about choosing what speaks to you.
I couldn't agree more. Whether you're a serious foodie or just love to explore, Icon Siam has something for everyone. The important thing is to be curious, to ask questions, and let your taste buds and your sense of adventure be your guide.
Beyond Icon Siam, Bangkok is a city that just begs to be explored. Temples, markets, that exciting nightlife, peaceful parks. There's something for everyone.
I think the best advice we can give is to be open to the unexpected.
I agree.
Bangkok is a city of contrasts, a place where ancient and modern blend seamlessly.
And don't forget all those practical tips we covered.
Oh, right.
Using public transport, the Icon Siam app, being mindful of etiquette. Those are all things that will make your trip smoother and more enjoyable.
We've given our listeners a real toolkit for navigating the culinary scene at Icon Siam and the cultural richness of Bangkok.
Now, as we wrap up our deep dive, I want to leave you with one last thought. It's something we touched on earlier, but it's worth repeating. With so much to see, do, and taste in Bangkok, what's the first thing you'll do when you arrive?
That's a great question. Will you head straight to Siam, take a tuk-tuk ride through the city, find a quiet moment at a temple? The choice is yours. The possibilities are endless.
Dream big, plan that adventure, and savor every moment. Bangkok is waiting to captivate your senses and create memories that will last a lifetime.